Guys and gals, welcome back to episode 114 of the Double Bogey Show. Today, we covered the Mike Tyson of golf and what all happened with this crazy golf altercation. In segment number 2, we went through some of the worst golf insults that you could throw at your buddies. We hope you guys enjoy the episode.
You piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now. All right, guys, welcome back.
Welcome back.
114 of the Double Bogey Show. I'm pretty positive.
114, and we are on our 95th producer. Fresh in the chairs, Ben. What's up, Ben?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Ben works at You Betcha. He is a buddy of mine and former news coworker. So Ben's going to be doing some news anchoring for us today.
Yeah, nice. We got a couple of headlines that we definitely we got to unpack for today.
Ben, are you nervous in that chair?
A little bit.
Because everybody in that chair either dies or gets lost in the wilderness.
Not literally dies, meaning like dies, gets it just doesn't work here anymore.
I'm aware of the curse. Yeah.
Except Jake. I don't know. Jake, he's
like a cockroach, dude.
The secret to Jake is he just doesn't show up on time, so we just have to kick him off.
Yeah.
But we could also threaten to fire Jake, like actually fire him, and he still wouldn't show up on time.
Just be like, yeah, whatever.
I don't understand him.
You have to appreciate that type of confidence, though. If someone's threatening to fire you and you're like, I'm just still going to show up at the same time tomorrow. I mean, that's some top tier confidence.
He still works here, so it's working for the kid.
Not only are we on our 88th producer, but we're also in like our 18th setup.
Studio
setup.
We're back in the Carl's Place simulator. Today we're golfing Pebble Beach, number 7 right there. That is the Pacific Ocean. I can smell it from here.
Now, my question about this hole is it's got to just get into people's heads.
Oh, yeah.
In some sort of way.
Because it's all downhill.
It's all downhill. And also, the only thing you're really looking at is water.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, there's a lot of grass there, but there's also an entire ocean. What ocean is that, Tyler? Do you know? Pacific?
Yeah.
Is that what they call it? Pacific time and be in California?
Correct.
That makes sense. Why don't they call it Atlantic time on the East Coast?
Don't they?
They call it Eastern time.
Well, they also call it Western Pacific time. It's Eastern Atlantic time.
I don't know. Regardless,
am I wrong, Ben?
No, you're right.
They do, Ryan.
They call it Western civilization time.
It's Eastern Atlantic time and Western Pacific time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been using. I can't tell you the amount of times I've had to coordinate time zones, and I did not know that.
Yeah. Now you know.
It's like that or Pacific Standard Time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oofta. Okay. Well, Tuesday morning. Welcome back, everybody.
We're here.
Again, new sim setup. We moved ourselves back a little bit. Maybe eventually we'll start green screening this baby.
We're gonna mess around a little bit in this stew. We got all this space because of Carl. So
we also have so much time because the snow is howling right now.
Oh my
God. It's blowing all over the place. We keep telling you, if you guys want to know when it snows in North Dakota, just listen to the Double Bogey Show because we're going to tell you.
We're basically a weather program you get once a week and not for your specific area.
But when we're in the sim that it's probably snowing outside.
Yeah, and the weather isn't predictive whatsoever. We're just telling you what it is at the moment we're recording, which by the time you listen is come and gone. So
Tuesday morning.
We might be the worst news network for weather of all time.
But guys, on another note, I guess you could say, there are some things in the golf world happening that we have to unpack.
Important stuff.
There's some states out there that can still golf. And there are some scramble teams out there that are still cheating. And I don't know how many times we've talked about this. I keep telling you, the only thing I really want to do in my golf career is to win a scramble tournament. But with bullshit like this going on, I don't know how that's even possible.
It might be the grossest offense in all of regular guy golf history.
If you haven't seen it yet, Baseball Famous on TikTok is where I'm getting all this information from.
Me too. I've watched every video 100 times.
The coordinator of the tournament or whatever it is. I don't know if it's like a club tournament or just a regular 4-man scramble. I also don't know what the prize money or the prize package is for this tournament because it had to have been pretty girthy. the prize pack.
Yeah, it had to have been a very girthy prize.
Because if you guys haven't seen it yet, we had a 4-man scramble team, and I say we, meaning the golf world.
Yes.
We had a 4-man scramble team submit a 46 on a par 72, which if you do the math is a minus 26 through 18 holes.
Which is bullshit.
You now understand why we have trust issues.
Like, think about minus 26 is a great 4 rounds for a Scotty Scheffler. Like, they will win professional tournaments after 4 rounds being only minus 26.
And I mean, there are guys who are shooting like minus 21, minus 22 through 4 rounds of 18 holes individually.
Right.
Now, if you put a professional squad together for just one 18-hole round, let's just say they shoot minus 20. However, they're not going to be hole-in-oneing par 4s. They're probably not going to be albatrossing par 5s.
Which is what this group said. So essentially what this group said they did in their 18 holes of golf is they hole-in-one a par 4. I don't remember the yardage.
Okay, again, there's no video evidence of this. If
Right,
you hole-in-one a par 4, there's 1,000% going to be at least like the guy going to pick the ball up out of the hole.
So here is, I would believe them if that was the only crazy thing on their scorecard. So it is doable. It is doable to get a hole-in-one on a par 4. They said they did it, right? They also said they got an albatross, which in my mind is harder to do than a hole-in-one.
I'd 100% agree, because odds are in an albatross, you're probably you're 200 plus yards out.
And you got a hole out. And they also got, what was it? 3 eagles?
Something like that. There's 12 birdies for sure.
So they got 12 birdies, 3 eagles, an albatross, and a hole-in-one on a par 4.
Now, some video evidence I do feel like I saw, Tyler. Now, if you watch the video of the tournament, like let's just say the tournament director handing the envelope over to the winning team, the big guy in the red shirt, number one, that guy, no.
No.
I'm sorry, but no, it's not happening. With
Right.
that guy.
Like, he looks like the old dude that he's probably like a Grandpa Dave. He doesn't hit it a mile, but he hits it straight. He's not. To golf this well, you have to have 4 PGA level golfers. He is not a PGA level golfer. He is somebody's dad / grandpa that has maybe had one too many Diet Cokes in his life.
Yeah.
He's
the asshole on the golf course for slow pace.
He's
of play.
the guy that's picking your ball up if you hit anywhere near them.
Yeah. Well, and where I was going with that was, I believe I saw a video of that guy putting on one of the greens. I don't know for sure if it was him, but this is the only video evidence that I've been able to uncover of this team out through their 18 holes. This guy had like a 3-foot, 4-foot putt that he completely botched.
Oh my God.
And if you're 26 under, you ain't botching that 3 to 4 footer.
So here's another way that I see it could potentially be semi-possible for them to pull this off. They're all 4 rich as hell, and they bought so many mulligans.
That is true. I guess I never took that into consideration.
Because like most tournaments will put a cap on how many mulligans you can buy, like 1 per player, 2 per player. But one that we played in specifically this last year, there was no cap. So they could have literally bought 100 mulligans.
But on the same spectrum, a hole-in-one on a par 4, an albatross, multiple eagles, the eagles and the albatross, and the hole-in-one for that matter. Even if you have mulligans to hole out, you have to hole out on an eagle.
Yep. So
unless you drive the green, okay. But I'm assuming that that's not the case here.
But they could have we don't know what the other 3 golfers look. I know what one looks like, and he looks just like us, right? And if you look, he could be a hack, he could be a stud. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he could be anywhere between us and Lucas, right?
Okay. To add on to that, I did, because on the scoreboard of one of the videos, you could see the guys' names. I looked one of them up. He was wearing a Bad Birdie polo in his profile picture.
Okay.
I wear Bad Birdie polos.
So
I know the type of people who wear Bad Birdie polos, and they are not guys who are part of 2600 teams and scrambles.
So
they're buying the beers at the turn.
So these guys they have to be lying. There is just no way.
Well, there's 100% chance. Okay, I can't. I'll say it. There's 100% chance that they're lying.
Yeah.
And again, that's why we have trust issues in scrambles. Now, as I'm mulling this over, is this worth? Well, okay, and also we don't know if there's again prize money, prize package, but is this potentially worse than the weighted fishing scandal?
No.
It's not,
No.
because those guys took home
That's their
hundreds of thousands of dollars in prize money.
It's worse to us because we host a golf
That's true,
podcast.
yeah.
But it is people's lives were
Yeah.
like affected by the fishing cheating scandal.
Yeah.
This is just us. Our lives are only affected because we get to talk about it on the podcast.
And I'll be honest, every time I lose a 4-man scramble, which I've lost 100% of the time, I go home and, whether we're at the bar or I head back to my house, like I'm talking about it with the guys on my team for like maybe a couple hours after that. Hey, remember this shot, that shot. That's it. It leaves my mind after a couple hours. Like, whatever. We'll just get them on the next one.
So what do you think has to go through their minds? Like, if you're going to cheat, this is another, I'm going to play devil's advocate. If you're going to cheat, why cheat that hard? The closest team behind them was what you said, 53.
Yeah, I saw 53 on the
They
scoreboard.
probably cheated too.
There's 2 53s on the scoreboard. There was like 56s, 59s, 60s. I mean, imagine being the guy who was 12 under, who shot a 60. You're like,
Hey, we got a shot
dude,
today,
we got
boys.
a shot to win this
Yeah.
thing. Like, we maybe get top 3 here. No, we're last place.
So if you're going to lie and you're going to cheat, you don't need to cheat that aggressively. So it makes me wonder if maybe there was a little bit of truth to it. I'm starting to turn around on this guy. I take back my Diet Coke statement. I'm sorry, sir.
No, don't take it back.
I just don't get it. Why would you lie that hard? 26 strokes under par.
And 7 strokes
for
better than the
4
next
hacks.
score.
It's clearly a father's 2 sons and a buddy combination right now. It is not, they went and recruited the best golfers in the area. This is clearly like a family friend relationship group. And they decided to cheat 26 strokes.
And there's, damn well there's one guy keeping score. That both carts are not keeping score within this team. There's one guy and one guy only.
And they went out and they made the decision to say they were 26 under.
So when is that decision made, do you think? Is it made in the parking lot? Is it made the night before?
Well,
is it made when your team comes together and say, hey, we're going to enter this tournament, boys, and we're going 46 through 18?
No. Because that's like, it's extremely scripted. They shot a 22 on the front.
And a 24 on the back.
So it was decided right away to cheat. If the front was better than the back.
I mean,
unless they shotgun started on 10 or something.
Also, they had the audacity to put 1, 2, 3, 4 circles around each score. Like, you guys, this was fucking thought out. This was masterminded behind the scenes. This was night before, 2 a.m. Hey, here's the scorecard, and here's a scorecard to submit to the tournament director.
So here's another thing that now I'm flipping back on the other side of the they cheated side. We have seen videos of their scorecard. And if this tournament is handicapped, you don't adjust for your handicap live during the round.
No,
you write down what you got, right? So like maybe if these guys were absolute complete hacks, they all had 18 handicaps, and then they just played the best rounds of their lives and they netted a 46, potentially. No, but if you look at the scorecard,
the scorecard's not netted though.
it is that you don't net your scorecard as you write your shit down.
And if you do, you're a psycho.
You are insane.
Because if you can just off the dome net your scorecard,
especially when these places too don't really even tell you what your group handicap is.
Correct.
They take the average of all 4 golfers and then determine the group's handicap.
Correct.
They don't know it. You don't know it. Like if you, me, Ben, and Jake went in a scramble, we wouldn't know. We could have a good idea of what our handicap would be, but we wouldn't know until the round was over. So there's just so many red flags and so many clues pointing to that they're lying scumbags that I am completely done playing devil's advocate. They're cheating liars.
They should never be allowed in a scramble again.
No.
Because again, if this is like a charity scramble hey, I'm all for it. If there's a $10,000 prize package and they specifically wanted to win this tournament to get the money and donate it back to the charity or whatever. But even then, like I don't know why I keep coming up with different reasons why this may be okay.
It's because we're too nice. And I take back the Diet Coke thing was mean.
No, keep the Diet Coke
He's
thing,
just
Tyler.
old and out of shape.
Tyler,
That's a better way of saying what I meant.
Tyler, you ever had Zevia?
Like the sweetener.
No, it's
I think
like
a guy offered me that like in an alley once or something.
were these guys snorting Zevia before the round? No.
Maybe.
I've been on a Zevia kick like this guy's on a Diet Coke
What
kick.
the fuck is Zevia?
It comes in a can. It's like carbonated flavored. It's not carbonated water. It's like a carbonated pop that's like clear with no dyes in it, everything in it.
So it's
kind of like
it's like LaCroix.
yes, but way more. It tastes like a pop.
Okay.
But I believe it's zeroed out across the board, which it doesn't really matter. But I've been on a Zevia kick like this guy's been on a Diet Coke kick.
Okay.
It's fine. Like people get into
Is this? Are you trying to get a Zevia sponsor or something?
No, not at all. I'm just saying like it when you really like something like this guy likes Diet Coke, it's easy to get addicted to it.
Okay.
Like me and Zevia. So
Not a sponsor, guys.
no, not at all. But the cream soda and the creamy root beer is fucking
Stop,
fire. So-
Ryan.
No,
What's in that can, Ryan?
Hey, if you want a case of 24 for the price of just one other case of 24, use promo code Double Bogey at your next purchase.
we have no promo code for Zevia. It was a reference to the Diet Coke thing. So I get it.
So obscure.
I mean, you could also think like these guys are they're on something, right? They're ripping lines of cocaine in the
Jesus.
parking lots. They're I don't know.
Do you think the course or the organizer had anything to do with it?
No. You see his face when he announced the winner?
Yeah, he looked kind of like smug. Like, yeah, they got a 46, guys.
Smug in the sense of like, you got to be fucking kidding me right now.
Yeah, and then they get booed from the whole tournament.
Naturally.
What did the old
How can
guy
you
say
not?
when he accepted the award? I couldn't understand him.
I couldn't either. But it really reminded me of the fishing tournament scandal.
Yeah.
Like just the way that he stood there kind of all by himself.
Yeah, the other three guys went back to the car because there was another video of one of the dudes driving over
Yes.
like, hey, don't you guys want to go take the winner's picture? And then we couldn't understand what his response was either.
So
Like,
there's
hey, all the winners are taking a picture. Don't you guys want to be over in it?
they left the old guy up to grabbing the prize money, whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
by himself. Now, no one's taking that guy down.
No.
If it's a, if it's a 28-year-old dude and like he might have masterminded this whole thing, then maybe some words are going to be exchanged in the parking lot.
Well, and here's the thing as well. I told you I wasn't going to play devil's advocate. But if you, me, Ben, and Jake went out there and we did legitimately shoot a 46, we know what people would say. I'd go hide too.
So that's the thing. How do we
If we
how do
shot
we
a
prove things?
I was
these
just about to
days?
say, if I'm out there, we're not shooting a 46.
I mean, Ben, the flat
just
stick
for
might get hot.
example's sake.
Okay,
Flat stick might get hot
Yeah,
that day.
Ben, you could be putting out of your fucking mind.
You never know.
maybe one
We'll
day.
get you there. You get us in.
Okay.
How do we avoid this going forward?
So a lot of scrambles have gimmick holes with people at them. So there had to have been witnesses at some of these holes.
Or, I mean, the easiest way is to just get 18 volunteers. If there's 18 teams or, 36 teams, get some volunteers, place them with every single team. They follow that team in a
You'd
cart.
almost need 36, one for the green, one for the tee box.
Or you just have one person dedicated to each team.
Yeah.
And they're following the entire step of the way.
Which is why you're supposed to, I like scrambles where you have one foursome with another.
I agree.
So then you keep each other accountable.
Yep,
And there's no
yep.
shenanigans going on. Pace of play is a little slower, but that's the point on a scramble day or on a scramble tournament day is to get the course some money from the bev cart,
Yeah.
sit down and enjoy your time.
Yep.
It's not supposed to be fast bang, 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 bang.
What if the bev cart was like kind of like an undercover cop when it comes to scrambles? Like they,
Yeah.
they can kind of dig up some information. They can start feeding some shots. They can start asking the tough questions to these guys. Like, oh God, really? You guys shot a 22 on the front? Jeez, there's no way you could have done that,
Mhm.
right? Start kind of juicing a little info out of them.
Yeah, and that's when then they report it to the marshal, and the
Yes.
marshal goes and checks on them. Hey, I heard you guys were having a good round.
You've seen Handman still.
Yeah,
the
first
The
couple
bev
seasons.
the bev cart girl acts as like the eye,
Mm,
right? So she's actually undercover.
informant.
Yes. And oh, weird. Why is the course littered with bev cart girls today? I don't know, buddy. Probably making sure you're not shooting a 46 through 18 holes.
I'm just letting you guys know now that bev carts aren't narcs right now, so you can still like them, but
No,
they could
they're-
potentially become narcs in the future.
But no one's gonna know.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to know. I'm actually really surprised that there were no altercations out in the parking lot. Because,
Which makes me think that the prize money wasn't that big.
Correct. Which in that case, it's like, whatever. Next time you sign up for a scramble tournament, maybe shoot that guy a DM or something. Hey, say, hey, you guys playing in this tournament? If you are, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm finding a new one for the weekend.
And if it was for charity and if they pocketed the money and didn't donate it back, fuck you guys.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah, liars. You stole from those kids that the charity was probably for.
Yeah, please don't do that. On another note, okay, we talk altercations on the golf course. Again, I don't know how no one confronted these guys with the shenanigans that they're pulling, but
Ben, read the headline for us.
In other news, we do have an altercation on the golf course.
You have to do it in your news anchor voice, though.
Golf argument leads to a guy getting his nose bitten off.
The literal headline of I got your nose.
Yeah, I got your nose. I do, like, I even, when I play got your nose with my kids, I throw it in my mouth and be like, oh, I ate your nose.
That's what this guy's doing with his kids. Like, how was this guy raised? Was he raised by Mike Tyson? Yeah. Is Mike Tyson's grandson?
Well, I know this is completely off topic, but did you see Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield?
They started a weed company together.
Yeah, it's gummies in the shape of ears.
Yes. And when you bite the gummy off, it looks like Holyfield's ear after Mike Tyson got done with it.
I can't. It's got a funny name too. Ben, will you look up the name of it?
It's not earbuds, is it?
It's ear bites or some shit.
Ear bites, earbuds. Be kind of a good one. What do you got for us, Ben?
You got Mike's Bites, ear-shaped weed gummies.
Holyfield didn't. He didn't want any part of the name. He's like, Mike's Bites. You bit my ear off. We're gonna take full advantage of that marketing slogan, and we're just gonna. People are gonna start melting into couches based off this one event.
Can you imagine that phone call? Hello, Mr. Holyfield. Remember when I bit your ear off? You think that maybe we could partner on a weed gummy company, please?
I think earbuds would have been a better one. BUDZ.
Earbuds.
It's gotta be some good. I mean, they both had to have tried that out.
Oh, yeah.
They sat in a room together, like, all right, here we go.
Well,
Research
I think
test number one.
I think if Mike didn't offer Evander Holyfield to be in on this, he probably would have been pissed. It's like, you can't profit off the time you literally bit my fucking ear off without letting me get in on it.
Yeah.
Does Holyfield still have a chunk of his ear missing, or did they sew it back on?
I don't know.
No.
I think Mike Tyson ate it.
Well, in this situation, from what I read, Ben, correct me if I'm wrong, but the nose has not been found.
I'm looking right now.
Can you just give us a quick, just read some parts of the article itself so we can get some more background on it?
Yeah.
His Voldemort ass is running around out there right now.
So, according to Bay St. Louis police, a golf argument led to one man biting off another man's nose in the parking lot of the Hollywood Casino on Monday night. The investigation determined that the suspect, Mark Curtis Wells, bit the nose off the victim, the police chief said in a release. I'm trying to see. He's been charged with felony mayhem.
What?
And
that's a sick charge.
That is a awesome charge.
That's like a WWE wrestler's name. Felony mayhem.
Are you ready for the felony mayhem?
And a $50,000 bond, right?
Yep.
But he paid it immediately.
So, I mean, of course he did.
Within an hour, he was out.
He ate that fucking guy's nose.
Okay, so they haven't found the nose yet. Another thing that comes to mind for me is they had to have been in some sort of Muay Thai clinch, because there's no way you can get that close to somebody's face in and all. I guess.
If you see dudes like peacocking, like nose to nose, for like arms are back, chests are bumping, he just decided to like turn his head and bite. Can you imagine?
Okay, so what is going through your head when you're in an it at some point it crossed his mind before he did it.
I'm gonna fucking
saying
him.
I'm gonna bite this guy's nose off. How does he think that's gonna lead to anything good?
Not just, he had the decision-making process of, I'm going to bite this person's nose. And then while the nose was in his mouth, he decided to continue to bite until he bit the nose off.
Imagine it. He like strawberry shortcaked and bit his nose off and then popped him one right in the
Right in the hole, the nose hole.
Also, like call the ambulance ASAP because that fucker had to have been bleeding all over the place.
The dude with the nose in his mouth, call an ambulance, but not for me.
I mean, is there any worse of an offense to settle an argument on a golf course? Like
Maybe
I've
murder.
He
probably murder.
How many blood cells are in your nose?
Probably murder. But non-murder related altercation. I've seen guys rolling around on the golf course, you know, throwing elbows and throwing fists and whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to like one of the most iconic moments in sports history is obviously when Mike Tyson bit Holyfield's ear off. We now have a secondary, kind of like a runner-up when it comes to iconic sports moments. Guy gets his nose bitten off.
If this was Scotty Scheffler and John Daly, like John Daly bit off Scotty Scheffler's nose, this would go down as the most famous biting of all time. But just because Mike Tyson is more famous than these two random golfers, that's more famous.
Correct.
If these were famous people, the nose is way more aggressive than the ear.
Why? Okay. And I get like in professional golf, you can't really, each person doesn't really play a part in how bad another person is playing.
Yeah, but you could talk shit.
You can talk shit. Now, what I'm thinking about as I'm saying this is like, you've seen altercations in NASCAR, haven't you?
Oh yeah, Tony Stewart popped Jeff Gordon.
Guys get out of the cars and they are literally fuming. They're throwing fists. They're getting into actual fist fights.
Yeah, I think mostly in NASCAR because like people fuck with your car, you could die.
Correct. Yes. Now I'm trying to think like what's equivalent on the golf course. Is it like, you know, I wish we could get some more altercations in professional golf. Like
Happy Gilmore beat
Like
the shit out of everyone.
well, Happy Gilmore getting his ass whooped by Bob Barker.
That's true. Is Bob Barker dead, Ben?
No,
No,
he's-
he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still living. He's still
Damn.
kicking. I know, dude.
He'll never die.
No, he
No.
won't. Neither will Happy. They should do it. They should do a match.
They should.
Bob Barker and Happy.
That should be the
against-
next influencer boxing match.
Bob Barker and Happy against Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas
I thought you
in
were
a
gonna say
12-hole
Mike
match.
Tyson.
Mike Tyson and Holyfield.
In a tag team boxing match or what?
Tag me in, baby.
Jesus.
Happy. Like when Bryson roped himself.
Yeah.
I mean, we need more of that shit.
Yeah.
We need more headlines like this. We need more people shooting in the 40s in a scramble, because honestly, it keeps the game lively.
Yeah, it does, but I also don't want anyone else to copy these dudes and cheat in the scrambles we're playing, especially ones that I'm in.
Now, answer this for me: how do you, when something like this happens, like, how do you, especially mid round? Let's just say you hit into a group hits into you, you get pissed off, which has happened to you before.
Yes.
You start throwing fists. How do you finish that round?
I've never thrown fists.
Well, no,
Close.
hypothetically, you start throwing fists. How do you even finish? Who breaks it up and how do you finish that round out?
Well, you knock them out and you leave them there.
That way they can get off your ass a little bit because they're
Yeah,
hitting into
if they
you.
got a fancy cart, you just set it to SOS and you drive off. So then the clubhouse comes and finds them.
You take their phone, you call 911, you put it on their chest, and then you just you keep going.
I'm not getting the police involved.
Jesus, felony mayhem,
As I'm punching, I'm yelling, "My name's Ben," and I'm just
fake
so
name,
then
fake
I'm
ID.
there. There's lots of Bens.
felony mayhem. You got if maybe one of the guys in the scramble tournament had to pay off his lawyer fees because he's the one in the nose altercation.
He's the nose
He
biter.
had to win the prize money in order to pay off his lawyer fees and his bond fee of $50K.
So here's my question for you, Ryan. How far would you go to win a scramble tournament? Or how far would you go if somebody wronged you on the course? Where are your extremes?
What do you mean by wronged me on the course?
I don't know.
Elaborate.
I'm just trying to equate our lives to these situations.
What does that mean though? Does that mean like
Like what would you do to them?
like no, but wronged me like as in like cheated and beat my
Clear-
score or like him and I are like
Do we
throwing
know
fists?
what started this argument at the casino, Ben?
I does not say what's.
I mean, it had been like club championship or something.
Yeah, either that or somebody hit into somebody. Let's just say that somebody hit into you and it hit you.
If it hit me, I think the farthest I could go is exchanging words.
Okay.
Because outside of that, like nothing good is going to come outside of that. You know, You start throwing fists. I'd lead off with a calf kick. Calf kick or a front kick to the sternum.
I thought you were going to start at words.
I'd start with words, and then I'd then start the physical altercation with a calf kick or a front kick up the middle to give myself a little bit of distance. Now, I don't think I would be quick enough to just grab a club out of my bag. I think that's an unfair advantage.
I don't think you should grab a club out of your bag because then it becomes
a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you kill him, it's now manslaughter.
And and then that company as a Callaway driver, and then Callaway gets all this heat for your drivers kill people.
You want to have the best fucking driver for a fight? Get a Callaway.
You got people hitting India? Grab a Callaway, because they ain't going to be hitting India anymore.
They ain't going to be hitting into anything anymore.
The only thing they're going to be hitting into is their face with your driver.
A flip side now. How far would you go to win a scramble tournament?
I wouldn't cheat. I can't get myself to cheat.
So
I wouldn't go to any length. The only lengths I'd go to is potentially just buying more gimmies.
Okay. So I wouldn't cheat either, but I would bend the rules a little. Just a little. Like, you get a club length in a scramble from whoever's ball you choose. I might improve my lie. I might go rough to fairway with that club length. Okay. I know that's technically cheating.
But if it's a club length and you're going like vertical, if you're going straight across, I think you can do that.
Technically, no, but if they never explain that.
Okay, now to add on to that, Tyler, if you're like just in the rough, the fairway is right next to you. If you're like, as a scramble team, the guy hits the original shot and then the next guy puts it like right next to his and then right next to his. Eventually, that third and fourth ball is going to make itself into the fairway.
Yes. So yeah, I wouldn't. I would buy a shit ton of gimmies. One, I would do that in a heartbeat. I would buy as many gimmies as cash on me.
Okay.
Number two, I would take full advantage of the club length to get me into better situations in this scramble. And number three, I would be giving mulligans to my teammates because of my actions.
Now,
so let's say you are hitting your drive and I cough or I talk in your backswing and you shank it. Me being a good person, like, oh, no, Ryan, take another one. That's my fault. Even though we're on the same team and I shouldn't have the authority to give you a mulligan, I'm giving you a mulligan on that, even though I talked in your backswing on purpose.
Okay, I think that's fine. I will agree with that one. Now, I think the mulligan thing, it's not necessarily, hey, how many I can buy. If we want truthfulness in these scramble tournaments, there needs to be a max of one mulligan per guy. So a max of 4 mulligans. Because, someone with a lot of cash can buy 50 mulligans.
Right, but I'm okay with that, though.
And some guys will buy zero. Some guys will buy zero, though.
But these charity tournaments, the whole point is to raise money. They don't actually give a shit.
So can we have like a hole-in-one contest of like...
Yeah, they usually do both.
Yeah.
I'm all for...
I think there's another way to raise money outside of... Especially if there's cash prize at the end for the winner.
But if it's like not a charity thing, like if it's like last year I played with Miles in a scramble for a bank. And like we just got invited and it was like their company golf tournament.
Yep.
That definitely put a cap there. Right? But if you're playing for like we played in the Big Herbs one, which is for like an important...
charity.
It's for a charity. It's to help raise money for a kid who's sick. No cap. Buy as many fucking mulligans as you want so this kid can get as much money as possible, right? But if it's for the bank, who gives a shit? Put a cap on those mulligans.
The bank doesn't need money.
You're just there to have a little bit of fun. You're not there to make the bank more money at this golf tournament.
Because banks have a lot of money.
They do.
There was a bank.
Most of it's not theirs, but
there was a bank in town that had a private concert this last weekend at a big arena here in town. They brought Carrie Underwood in for a private concert, which is unbelievable.
If somebody bit my nose, Jesus, take the wheel because I would kill that guy.
Yes. Well, could you though? I'll tell you what, you couldn't sniff him out.
Wait. Does your smelling get better or worse with a bigger nose hole?
Well, I don't know because it's less path it has to travel up the nostril.
Yeah, but either you can get so much air.
Nerves are gone then. Like you can't smell.
But I don't know how smelling works. Does the actual process of smelling a substance happen right here in the front of your nose, or is it up in your sinuses?
Don't know.
No clue.
Maybe we can ask him.
We'll get a doctor on next week just to ask that question.
Does this guy? Does Mark Wells? Does he get his membership renewed for the next year?
Who's that?
You think it's the guy who bit
Is
bit
the nose
out?
biter?
It's a nose guy.
Do you mean Felony Mayhem?
Do you think he gets his membership renewed?
No.
This guy will never get another country club membership again.
No.
Or a club membership.
I don't think
for
he
that
should be
matter.
allowed on courses again.
Imagine
He
that.
bit someone's nose off.
You get like you lose your temper, you bite somebody's nose off, and you're never allowed to golf at a specific club again.
It's fucking insane. All
I
right.
mean, what do you do after that?
You don't golf anymore.
You quit.
You move.
You sell the clubs.
I would move away.
And then per our advice, when you're selling your clubs, someone asks you if you want to go out and hit around so you can take those clubs.
Yeah,
for a
and if
test
they don't
drive.
give you the price you want for them, bite their fucking nose off.
All right, let's take a quick break. We're going to come back with next segment.
Yep.
All right, guys, before we get into the next segment, you can see where we're at. If you're watching the video, you can see where we're at right now. We're actually sitting on the tee box of Pebble Beach, number 7.
Yes, we are. It's a gorgeous view. We have our back to the ocean because we're Midwest guys. So.
Well, we've just been looking at the ocean for so long today that we're just like, okay, let's just face the other way so we don't have to keep looking at this beautiful view.
Yeah, honestly though, shout out to Carl's Place for the plane tickets to what's the time zone, Ryan?
Pacific time.
Okay, what else? Pacific.
Western Pacific time.
Or Pacific Standard.
Yeah, PST.
Yeah, PST. So thanks for the plane tickets all the way to the West Coast, Carl, so we can enjoy that in this shitty Midwest weather in our nice Carl's Place simulator. It is
That's how we're doing it, guys. We're in the Carl's Place sim right now. This is where all the podcasts are going to be filmed until we decide probably next week to do it somewhere else, knowing us. But one cool thing with this simulator
There's only one?
is that you can start a golf league.
Oh, that's true. We are starting our own, you betcha, inter-office golf league.
How many teams we got? 6?
6 teams.
6 teams of 2.
6 teams of, no. Yeah, 6 teams of 2.
We're going to have different formats every single week. We have scramble, we have best ball, we have alternating shot, skins, you name it.
And honestly, we're playing at some of the nicest places in the world.
If you guys haven't had an opportunity to play at Coeur d'Alene, the Floating Green, TPC Sawgrass, Minot Air Force Base.
We're playing. So I am the commissioner of the league. With a grain of salt, like I took this position. Like 1, I like having control. 2, I don't like hearing people bitch. So
why be the commissioner if you don't like hearing people bitch?
because no one else would do it.
Okay.
No one else would be the commissioner except for Jade, and then it would be a shit show if Jade did it.
Okay.
So I'm the commissioner. We have 5 weeks. We're doing it like fantasy football. We have 5 weeks of regular season where it's just head-to-head matchups. And your record at the end of the year determines your spot in the final playoff bracket, which is going to be a single elimination, 3 weeks of single elim. So I'm doing it like fantasy football, so I don't have to keep track of everyone's ranking throughout the year with their handicaps and stuff as that fluctuates. I just want it to be 1 versus 1. But we drew for teams in the office, so we couldn't like stack it too bad. And Ryan and I are not on the same team.
I think we determined that right off the bat.
Yeah, that we were
be on
gonna,
different teams.
Yes, we knew we didn't want to be together because we want to talk shit to each other for the rest of the year. And 2, we decided to put it up to a random draw, and it actually ended up not being on the same team. But I got put with the only high schooler in the entire office.
But he's also not the worst golfer.
No, I know. But what are we going to talk about?
Dude, open the yearbook back up. You can talk about everything high school. How sick you were with the chicks back in 2012 and 13.
I don't want to be like that guy from Friday Night Lights that holds out his ring. Get you one of these, kid.
You can give him
the rest
advice.
is just babies and memories.
I'm sure he's looking for advice on what to do next with his life.
Dude, if I know anything about 17-year-old males, is they don't want advice. They fucking know it all.
And you know when they don't want advice out, here's what you tell them. You say, hey, in high school, you ever just like want the answers to a test? And if someone has them, you take them, correct? Okay, that's a little bit like life. When you're my age, you have the answers to life. And when I give you the answers to life, you take that for what it is, and you follow my lead, and you become the man that I am today.
Yeah, so that's a lie. I don't have any answers for that kid. But he's a good kid. I think it'll be fine. You, on the other hand, got partnered with the polar opposite of the 17-year-old in the office. Who did you get, Ryan?
I got paired with Miles, which I think it was. It had to have been a fluke.
Ben's belly laughed to that.
It had to have been a fluke because I could
Miles
just see him
cheated.
not wanting to golf with anyone else, which is it's like it's kind of a compliment to me. But at the same time, like he's tough to manage on the golf course.
Forget having a relaxing league week now.
No, and luckily, thankfully to the commissioner, it's only 9-hole rounds.
Wow. Thank you.
So we can cut that half in time of, if he is looking for advice and I give him advice and I give him the advice he doesn't want, which is what always happens. We can kind of mitigate that only through 9 holes and not 18.
I have in our next segment, I have some good things for you to say to Miles that'll definitely calm him down and not rile him up.
Well, with the whole, okay, before we transition to the next bit, guys, Carl's place, we've talked about it before, carlofet.com. Promo code double bogey gets you 10% off all the bells and whistles, the expensive stuff. So
Yes.
Take advantage of it. We've had people messaging in their photos of their setups coming in. It is fucking
sick.
awesome because I know how much you guys are going to enjoy it. But with the sim league is going to come a lot of shit talk, Tyler.
Yeah. Also, hold on, Carl, expect some phone calls from me once the complaints about my commissioning start coming in. I know you're only supposed to help me with the simulator being set up, but I'm going to call and ask for help on how to run a simulator league.
Yeah, just call their customer service. I'm sure they'll have answers.
I'm calling Carl.
Again, if you want the answers to the simulator, you got to listen to someone with a simulator. We got it.
That's true.
Then you become the simulator guys. A lot of shit talk going to be happening in this league, Tyler. Now, what I want to talk about next in the second segment is insults on the golf course. Now, we've all been there. A lot of shit's been thrown out from me to somebody else. I don't know what it is, though. I don't know if people are in, and I'm not a very intimidated guy. I'm a pretty small guy, 5'9", about $170. I have a hell of a front kick.
55, but
I typically show people the front kick before a round starts just so they get a little intimidated.
do you think that works?
What, the front
I've
kick?
seen you actually do this. This isn't a bit. Ryan will air front kick.
It's powerful.
What?
I'm not kidding, Ben. He'll be sitting there like warming up or whatever, sitting at the truck, or he'll either shadow box or he'll like do some kicks. Like you do like leg kicks to the air too.
Calf kicks, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to take
Don't
away,
okay that.
if you want to take away someone's power hand, you kick them in the front calf. If you know anything about
We're
the
golfing
fight game
and you're
like I do.
kicking the air.
Again, intimidation factor. Where I'm getting with that is people don't really throw a whole lot of shade my way. They will a little bit. But I will tell you, Tyler, one of the worst golf insults in my book is when someone says nothing at all. When I'm clearly struggling and I'm clearly having a bad round and I'm clearly having a bad time.
Yes.
If someone, all I'm looking for is someone to say something. Even like advice is warranted. I probably won't listen to it, but give it to me anyways because I need some sort of voice in my head that isn't my own to take me away from how shitty my game is.
You know.
Saying nothing at all could not be any worse for my mental state on the golf
I
course.
did that to you so many times at the Pine to Palm. When I caddied for Ryan and he got the shanks, the first like 3 times you hit it bad, I'd be like, man, it's just, you did this, you did that, you did this. And then the next 35 times he did it, crickets. Crickets. And you could just see the steam coming off of Ryan's head.
And during the crickets, I'm like, the real estate in my head is, it's so cheap.
And like,
It's so cheap.
we were like 3 holes into Ryan sucking, and I was like, you should just get drunk. He's like, I can't get fucking drunk. I gotta fucking focus, dude. And it's like, I'm gonna shut up the rest of the day.
I don't know what could have taken anything off my mind that day, but yeah. When my playing, and even if we're playing against each other, when they don't say anything at all, it could not be anything worse. And this is not me trying to give advice to the people I'm playing against, because if I'm beating you and I start to have a bad hole, I mean, you now know, don't say anything at all. In
Yeah.
my book, that's one of the worst insults, and it's not even an insult. It's just not saying anything.
Well, it's because your mind races. Like,
Correct.
You'd be like, you'd rather be put down, be like, how you hit one, and be like, that sucked ass, Ryan.
Yes.
Than
correct.
me just being like, and then nothing. Because then you sit there and you are your own worst critic. You have your thoughts run rampant. Where in mine, if you're silent, great. I would rather
Really?
hear silence from you than have you trying to chime in with like, you should stand closer to the ball. Like, oh, should I stand closer to the ball? That'll fix it.
Okay, this actually leads me into my next one of the worst insults in my mind. It's not saying nothing. It's just +1 on top of that. It's the one word insults
Oof.
that could not be any worse in my head. So
Yikes.
you hit I literally have fucking both of those on my sheet right now.
Oof. Yikes.
If I hit
Ooh.
if I hit a shot and someone's like, oof. Excuse me, what? You didn't just oof me, did you?
Well, was it an oof shot or not?
And some of the time, like people try and say it underneath their breath, I can hear you.
That's the best.
I have 20/20 hearing at that point.
I'll do that on purpose so you can hear it. Like,
Yikes.
oof.
Or yeah.
My favorite is I do this to you a lot, and just loud enough for you to hear. I'd be like, "Uh-oh, Ryan." Like it's headed towards the water. Like, "Uh-oh, Ryan."
Well, okay. That's another good one too. Is like when you hit a shot and you're pretty confident it's going to be safe, but someone just completely bashes that confidence with oh no, oh god,
Yeah.
that's not good.
Oh no, is a good one.
That's not good. Is also like really you just like took away all of my confidence that I'm still going to be able to hit this shot in a bad spot.
See, I like the subtle ones that could almost be taken either way. Like you hit a shot and it's pretty good, and I would be like, that sounded funny. And then you start getting in your head, like, oh no, where's it gonna end up? That came off the club weird. I also do that for myself as like an immediate excuse.
Yeah.
Like if I hit a shot and like it's all right, I don't know for sure where it's gonna go. But like that felt weird. And then it's just like, oh yeah, it wasn't my fault. It was the swing.
Well, because when someone else diagnoses your shot for you and you just know it's not right, or you know that they are right, don't tell me that. Don't let me diagnose it myself. Say nothing. But wait, don't say nothing, because then I'm just going to get even farther up my ass. I have a weird relationship with banter on the golf course. And unless we're going to a 4-man scramble, perfect. I mean, you're obviously not going to be talking shit to your own team.
I still do.
But,
to the right person. Some people
It's very lighthearted though.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you hit a bad shot, you got 3 more to make up for it.
like if I do this to Lane a lot, because Lane's always the guy that hits 1 shot per round that saves us. Otherwise, he's kind of non-existent.
Yeah.
Like we'll be on hole 4, not use one of Lane's shots. I'd be like, hey, it'd be nice if you wanted to play today, Lane. And
that's okay.
yeah, just like
Because you can pick them up in that round.
yeah, mild poking there. But I went pretty literal with my least favorite insults, the ones that like get me the most.
Yep.
And most of these are done to me by either Grandpa Dave or like my one buddy who is essentially an old man, even though he's the same age as us.
What's his name?
Garrett.
Okay.
It's when like I'll be on the tee box and I'll hit a shitty shot off the tee box and it'll be like, it's okay, you had a bad lie. Or it's off the fucking tee.
Off the tee box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's okay.
Yep.
You had a bad lie, dude. And
I'll tell you what, the lie doesn't get any better than on the tee box.
it's the only place on the entire golf course you can control your lie.
correct.
You can put it wherever you want to. There's nothing in your way.
It's almost like unduffable. But
Well,
we'll still
no.
fight. But in reality, it should be unduffable.
For good people. Yeah.
But even so, I mean, get a fucking 6-inch tee and baseball swing it.
Yeah, but what if I get underneath it? And then
Okay, what's worse? Duffing a drive off the tee or teeing it up too high, hitting underneath of the ball and it just falls straight down.
That's so embarrassing.
I would agree.
That is so embarrassing.
Actually, one of the funniest things about this simulator and like the camera technology we have up in the launch monitor is Jake is notorious for teeing the ball up and literally hitting
Only
all tee and no ball. You watch it back on the replay, like the little GIF replay that it gives you on our monitor. There's nothing more funny in golf than watching that tee go farther than the ball. The tee should not go farther than the ball.
And like we've seen some videos of Jake where like he hits about 1.5 feet in front of the ball with his driver.
Yeah.
It drags through the turf.
Yep.
And like the tee hits the top half of the face of the club.
Correct.
Like the ball doesn't even get touched. The ball only moves because the tee does, and it just like drops straight down.
And I think people of that caliber, like, you know, throwing the subtle insults or the subtle jabs at them, I think it's okay. I think you have to earn the right for less insults with your playing partners.
Yeah.
With just by the way you're playing, and also when you earn those insults, the more they sting.
Well, I'm the opposite. I feel like the more I know you and the more I golf with you, the more I'm going to insult you. Like,
Okay, that's fair.
like Ben and I have only golfed together like once, right?
Twice. There was also your like day before your wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ben and I golfed together twice. I don't think I insulted you once.
No,
But if we golf together 5 more times, I'd insult you a lot.
I would deserve it. I am not very good.
Right. But you're just starting. I don't want you to just get
Sure.
discouraged. But once you've golfed enough times, and even if you still suck, I would still make fun of you.
Yeah.
Because we've been golfing together for long enough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, first time you and I golfed, I guarantee you I didn't say shit. But now I do.
Oh, Hunter, yeah, you're not gonna let me buy with. Well, hey, maybe you shouldn't insult me, Tyler.
What?
I'm giving you keys to get into my dome right now.
That's true. I'm not going to say a word anymore.
Real estate is cheap when I'm having a bad round.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say another really shitty insult in my mind is when someone makes you putt out like a 1 or 2 footer.
Oh,
You stick one tight and you're not playing too bad, but then they look at you and they're like, I'm gonna need to see that.
yeah, because
Wait, I didn't earn the right for a gimme on that 2-footer.
what does it matter to you? You're going to putt it anyway.
Yeah, but the gimme's already good. That argument's for that. We've already done that argument.
I know.
But when someone makes you putt that out, it's like, are you shitting me right now?
Well, what are you implying? Are you upset because they're being dicks, or are you upset because they think you can't make it?
I'm upset because I think that they think I can't make it.
Okay. I mean, that makes more sense, because if I'm making somebody putt that, I'm just doing it to be a dick. I still think they're going to make it.
That's what you're doing. That's 100% what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm not doing it because I don't think you can make that 1-foot putt. I'm doing it to be an asshole.
I don't know how to feel about that one. Like,
Well, now I'm going to do it more.
okay, when someone makes me putt out a 2-footer, I will argue with them as to why they shouldn't make me putt that 2-footer.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't missed a 2-footer all day. You're going to sit here and make me putt that? Especially if it's you. Well, pace of play, Tyler. Just give me the gimme. Let's get on to the next hole.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're going to putt it anyway, so I'm done giving you gimmies.
That's for a different time.
I know.
Yeah. Don't insult me by making me putt out a 2-footer.
I'm making you fucking putt everything now.
Especially if it's inside the grip and you make me putt it. Fuck you.
Dude, anything that's outside of 3 inches, you're putting this season.
No. I'm literally going to pick it up.
Well,
in the
that's
scorecard.
a 2-stroke penalty then.
I mean, I might shoot a 46 or 18. We'll see.
Yeah, I shoot 46 is a good round on 9 for me.
Imagine if I'm just okay, we're playing together, right? And I'm keeping score. And you're not big time into like checking the scorecard mid round or whatever. You'll just figure out what you got when you're done.
Yep.
I tally everything up and I'm like 3 under par. What are you saying?
You're putting everything. I'm not going to say anything after your shots, but I'm going to make you putt
No.
everything.
You see the scorecard at the end and you see that I'm 3 under and you clearly know I'm not 3 under. What are you saying?
Oh, you're lying?
Yeah.
I'm calling you out on your bullshit.
What if I argue with you?
You know you're wrong.
And where does that end?
I'll tell you. It ends with you changing your damn score, you liar.
You can't. You don't know the password of my phone though, so you can't get onto my Birdies
And then I
app.
go, we're friends on there, and I'll just report you.
You just slander me with comments
Yeah.
on every round.
We're gonna have
This is the
first.
most bullshit round that he's ever golfed. He shot an 89, and here he's got a 69.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna.
dyslexic or what?
You and I are gonna have the first ever 18 birdies beef.
That's actually a great place to have beef.
We're gonna go on there. We're gonna start the first internet beef on 18 birdies. If you're saying you're 3 under through 9.
Fucking defamation lawsuit. From
Yeah.
it come through 18 birdies.
What is it? It's slander spoken libel is written.
I believe so.
So it'd be libel on the internet.
Yeah.
We have a libel case going on our hands.
What else you got for golf insults?
Again, I went way more specific, but this one really kicks my ass because I hate leaving putts short. And when I leave a putt really short, Grandpa will be like, "Oh, really smart to lay up there."
On a 5-footer?
Yeah, and we're like, it'd be like
I've actually never heard that one.
yeah, it'd be like it's like a 20-foot putt, and I only hit it 12 feet, so I'm like 8 feet short still. You're like, smart to lay up there.
That's actually a great one-liner to use for yourself.
Yeah,
I just decided to lay up there.
that one kills me because that's one thing that I make up strokes with my putting, and the last half of the season I putted super well, and that's how I stayed competitive in rounds. So when I leave one super short, that one cuts pretty deep.
Yeah, that's not good. Or the classic of like, did you bring your purse with you?
Yeah,
All
those
right,
are
Sally, are you gonna get it there?
right. So those are so overdone. I'm so tired of hearing that.
Yeah, we need I think this is a great new change up to that sort of insult. The Sally and did you leave your purse at home? Blah blah blah.
You hit it with your purse.
You hit it with your purse. Whoever came up with that, I'm sorry, your time's over.
But it's been the leaving putt short insult for 40 years. This should be the new one, and I think if it becomes a new one, it'll hurt me less.
But also, you can beat your playing partner to the punchline by just like if you like kind of insult yourself before they do, then anything they say is not going to hurt you.
Yeah. So like if I hit one short, I'd be like, "Yep, I didn't want to. I wanted to lay up on that one."
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think I'll make it my own. I'll champion it.
Another one for me. Again, I know how I'm playing. You don't need to tell me. But when you tell me to put a certain club back in my bag, like, oh God, yeah, you might need to put the driver back in the bag. Excuse me, what? Don't tell me I need to put the driver back in the bag. I will tell myself to put the driver back in the bag.
Grandpa told me to sell mine once. He's like, you need to sell that thing.
Oh my God. Talk about a kick to the nuts.
That was that last round of the year where I was teeing off with my 5-iron the whole round because I couldn't hit anything else. Like, you need to sell that driver.
That is that could possibly go down in history as one of the best Grandpa Dave lines.
Yeah, that one cut deep. But he wasn't wrong. I can't hit the damn thing. So like,
I mean, I can't either.
It comes from a place of love. They're like telling you in a worse way to like, hey, maybe you should mix it up because you don't need to hit it that far and you can't hit that thing good anyway.
I told you last week about when I was playing on the sim with my buddies, and I put my driver back in the bag.
Yep.
And I took out the garage sale driver and was striping fairways.
Right. So that's your new driver. You need to sell your other driver.
Yeah, I genuinely don't think it's a cost thing. I don't think the more expensive the driver, the better you're going to hit it. I think
I agree.
I think it's a comfort thing. It's got to be, right?
No, without a doubt.
But if I get fitted for a driver, Tyler, I'm like, this thing is going to stripe fairways all day. And it hasn't yet.
One piece of wisdom that Miles told me, and I'd hate giving him credit on this podcast. He said,
well, I think that's the end of the episode then, Ben. We're good on time, right?
Yeah,
okay,
I think so.
Go ahead.
One thing he told me that I actually really liked, he's like, the only thing that matters about a driver is that you're confident with it in your hands. Doesn't matter how far it goes, doesn't matter how straight it goes, but if you step up and you're confident with that driver, then it's the driver for you. At which I am not confident with mine whatsoever. But you know what I am confident with? My 5-iron.
I mean, that's a day-to-day type of deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're striping the 4 or 5-iron, better. If you're striping the hybrid, better. Why not just tee off with that?
I wish we could just stripe them the same all the time. We'll get there, though.
Will we?
No. I got one more insult. I do this is what I do all the time, but it hurts me when it's done back to me. Again, on the green, and you either burn one by or you have the correct speed and somebody says one or the other. Oh, you had the right speed, though. Oh, you had the right line, though.
You don't like that?
I fucking hate it. It's like, oh, you don't think I know that? I just saw it. I hit the putt. I know I had the right speed and the line was wrong. I know I had the right line, but the speed was wrong. Thank you for pointing it out, Captain Obvious.
They're interchangeable. Like, if you have the right line but wrong speed, you're going to miss the putt.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I'm well aware I need to get both right to make this putt.
What did I say? 2 rights make a wrong?
Something like that.
Not in this case.
Nope.
2 rights make a putt.
Put that on a t-shirt,
Put that on a fucking hat. Maybe we will one day.
You never know.
I think it all boils down to the golden rule. You all learned this in elementary school. It was actually in the hallway of one of my elementary schools. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. So if you're going to go out and talk shit, expect people to talk shit back to you. Or if they know you well enough, they might not say anything at all, which could cut even deeper.
From now on, even if we have, because you know I'm a music on the course guy now, if you hit a bad shot, I'm even just going to turn the music off. So you really got to sit in your silence.
Just Ryan alone with his thoughts.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than me with my own negative thoughts.
Ryan's gonna hit
just by myself.
Ryan. Next time Ryan hits a shitty shot and we're in the cart together, I'm turning the music off, taking the speaker, getting the club, and I'm walking to my ball. So then he has to ride in the cart alone too. How do you ever golf alone?
I did it one time this last year. I shot an 80.
Yeah, and you loved it. What's the difference?
I was golfing good.
That's fair.
Okay, guys, we're going to wrap this podcast up. Again, treat others the way you want to be treated. Find out what really crushes your buddies. Get back into the heads. Get in the simulator this winter. You got to get swings in, okay? We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you have any other good golf insults, send us a message on Instagram at breakfast.balls. As always, we appreciate you guys listening. Episode 114 is in the books, Tyler.
It is. We did it. Where we made... When are we doing the next? Never mind. There's something special coming and we can't tell you. Sorry.
Oh, really? I think that's in about a month.
Yeah.
No, it's not in about a month. It's about 2 weeks.
No more info.
Stay tuned. We got some big news coming. Some big news that I think you guys will really enjoy. But for now, we're not going to say anything. We're going to let you sit in your own thoughts and try and figure out what it is.
Turn the music off too.
Turn the music down. Think about it for a bit. We'll see you back in episode 115. Love you guys.
Love you.
Hell, that's a breakfast ball.